There's one question that people ask me every single day, and that is, what Scottish football club do you support? Actually, that's not quite what they ask. Hi there, roll, sausage and potato scone, please. The diet is back in full flow. But generally speaking, in Scotland, people don't ask you what football team you support. They ask you one question: Celtic or Rangers? And I always come back with the same answer: Kelty Hearts. So my love affair with Kelty Hearts started in late November of 2020 when I had to say things like this before football matches.
I've got to keep my mask on at all times whilst I'm inside the stadium, and yeah, I've got to stay in my seat too.
Yeah, it's weird. The first time I ever saw them and uploaded that first video from Cumbernauld Colts, this was in the news. An absolutely crazy time in all of our lives, I'm sure, but weirdly enough, I actually saw Kelty Hearts twice in the space of about a week. Not at home, they were the away side at Cumbernauld Colts, like I've already showed you, and at Gala Ferrydean Rovers. Proper non-league vibes with both of those games, and just a few months prior I didn't even know who Kelty Hearts were. But it's a bit of a trip down memory lane for me, this video, looking back at all those old videos from around that time, from when I saw Gretna and Queen of the South and Annan for the first time, who are actually Kelty's opposition in this video. I'd left my life in Australia behind to start this channel and to come back to the UK. In the space of about 12 months I'd gone from having a job and living in Bondi and just living the life in Australia to being in lockdown and watching football with no fans, but at least I was getting opportunities like pitch side at Cumbernauld Colts v Kelty. Alright, it might not seem like the biggest thing in the world to you, but to me at the time it was a big moment, particularly given that there was very few opportunities around this time for obvious reasons. And how much did that video make me in its first day? Well, in its entirety it's made me less than £30 still to this day, 4 years later. But in its first day when I uploaded it, it made me £14.23. Just making that small bit of money out of something like this was just giving me so much motivation to crack on. We are back in Fife for today. Kelty Hearts, really looking forward to it. I'm only just around the corner now. It's been a while since I've been here, but they have a new manager in town. Ever since I've sort of been following Kelty and their journey, they have had some big names manage them. Most recently it was Michael Tidser, who was player manager. They've had John Potter as well, who has been involved in other clubs in Fife too, but they've also had Barry Ferguson and Kevin Thompson, two Rangers legends, whereas now they have a Celtic legend, someone who's been on the warm-up before and who I've met once or twice through the channel. It's Charlie Mulgrew. He's played in some of the biggest stadiums in Europe. He's played European football for Celtic. He's played for loads of clubs up and down the UK, in England and in Scotland, but now he's managing here in Kelty for Kelty Hearts. Charlie Mulgrew, we're going to meet him today and see why he chose Kelty for his first ever job in management. Look, I'm here so early, there's not even a goalpost to touch. Here it is, the home dugout where Charlie Mulgrew will manage his first ever game of senior football. There's been some big names in this dugout before, but it's incredible to be back. Here we go, let's touch the pitch. Boom. This is the first ground in Scotland where I saw an SPFL trophy lift. Pretty sure that's true. Stadiums wouldn't reopen for a while, but I did see a good bit of Kelty Hearts during their non-league days. From that first game against Cumbernauld Colts, they had a really dominant season up until when I last saw them in the Pyramid playoff against Brora. They won that, then they went on to play Brechin, which they won as well. Unfortunately, at that time, I couldn't get press access to either of the Brechin games. But they eventually won, made history for their small village and got promoted to the SPFL. I attended Kelty Hearts' first ever SPFL game, and it was a local derby against Cowden Beef, who, funnily enough, now do actually find themselves in the Lowland League. Just 3 miles separate the two, so it was quite a poetic opening game in the professional leagues for Kelty. They won that game and went on to have an incredible season. I get messages from people all the time saying they've never been to Scotland, but they're coming up specifically just to see Kelty, and to those people I really appreciate you, because you're not just helping me out by watching my videos, but you're also helping out the local communities of places like Kelty. Fast forward to the end of the season and Kelty Hearts made history by going back-to-back champions, going from the Lowland League to League One. But this was the first time I'd ever went pitch side for an SPFL trophy lift. I think a few days before I'd seen Killy beat Arbroath and lift the trophy, but that was from the stands. But I was on the pitch as Kelty Hearts won League Two, and for me it just means a lot to me. As you can imagine, like, I've seen hundreds of football games, but the first time I'd been up close and personal to an SPFL trophy lift was at Kelty. So as you can imagine, coming out of COVID and having a moment like this, I mean, it just solidifies Kelty in my mind as one of my favourite favourite clubs in Scotland. And of all the places we've been to through this channel, from the Netherlands to Germany to Portugal to Mexico to Malaysia to Thailand to Australia to Indonesia to Singapore to Poland and many, many more around the UK and Ireland, and probably way more than I can even think of right now. It's so nice to always come back to Kelty, get grounded, come to somewhere that really means a lot to me and was really key in my story as a creator as well. Like, I've learned so much through just being here, through being in the football environment, and just through picking up things in terms of like the media and players and when to ask people questions and what to ask people as well, and just to hone my skills and then go on to have things like the warm-up where I've interviewed people like Graham Souness and Chris Boyd and Martin O'Neill and these huge names and Charlie Nicholas and way more that I should be telling you of right now, but there's just too many of them, and it all kind of came about through being at places like this and getting the opportunity at clubs like Kelty, which is why I really appreciate them and teams like Stenhousemuir and East Kilbride and others who have always given me opportunities. So yeah, I can't tell you how much I appreciate the people like Nathan Austin and Dylan Easton and Darren Jameson and Joe Cardle and others who I've interviewed up at Kelty in my time. I still don't think I'm the best interviewer in the world. I've still got a long way to go, but just being here and chatting to people like this really helped me in my career. Anyway, let's hear from the main man today. Charlie, big day in your career, your first game in management. What attracted you to the job here at Kelty?
When the job first came up, the first thing you do is you go and look at the squad and you do your research, and straight away you see a group of players that are well drilled for the previous manager. They're a good bunch of young players mixed with experience, and you get excited, you start to get excited because a lot of the things they're doing is how you see the game, although not exactly the way you see it, but it's rare that I'd imagine that you see a job and you see a lot of things that are already in place. So really excited straight away, and then when it all eventually get done, to meet the lads and get in here was great, and it's been great so far, so I'm looking forward to today. What
kind of manager are you and what are your strengths, do you think?
I don't know.
Here you go, time to big yourself up.
I don't know. I mean, I'm just trying to be myself. I suppose that's a strength. It's no easy, but you just got to always look inwards and what you can do better, and more importantly continue to be authentic. So hopefully the players can feel that for me, and the most important thing is that they go and play football with freedom, and we're going to enjoy ourselves.
Is there any managers that you worked under that you're going to take some things from, and if so, who are they? Which are some of the best ones?
I'll take things from all of them, even though maybe it's subconsciously, and I'll not take things from certain ones, even though it might be subconsciously, and of course you learn from all your experiences being on the pitch. Just specifically, is there any one manager you can remember just gave you a little lesson here or there that you've maybe already used in training? Or I'll not be using the Neil Lennon slapper in the back of the ear. I won't be using that. Yeah, keep that way, especially in the modern day. I don't think the younger lads will. No, Lennon never done that. He did shout, but I liked it. Yeah. I'll just try and be myself. I learned a lot from different managers, different bits and pieces, so I'm thankful for that. I'm sure you're well aware of how well Kelty have done in the last 5 or 6 years coming up through the Lowland League. Yep. What kind of potential has this club got? Who knows, and I don't get too bogged down with thinking of potential, and the behind the scenes you see the staff here, everybody wants to help you, the kit men and the people running about the club. You've got local boys that come and ball boy in the training nights, and you've got the people behind the scenes, the board members, everybody's together. You feel that together straight away. Now, what potential has the club got? Who knows? We'll just take every game as it comes, every training session that comes, and we'll try and be in the moment. How about this season's goals then? Because it's a tight league right now, isn't it? We look at every game, and there's not one game where you look at that you go, well, we can't win that. So, are we going to win every single game? Probably not, but I think you've got to try and aim for that. Try and win when the next game is in front of you, and it's not be really hard. There's going to be tough times in this season. As long as we stick together as a squad, then in a management team, and a group of staff and everybody together and fans, then we'll be fine. Charlie Mulgrew's the manager. Big name. What do you make of that appointment?
Oh, very good.
Happy?
Yeah.
Right, the game's kicked off. You know what time it is.
Stop getting my pie hot, mister. Right, I'm coming.
Don't worry, I won't be kicking the pie hut.
$5.50 then, please.
Can I pay by card?
Right, I can hear you.
I like the little pie hut in the corner. They must,
There's one.
They do all right,
There's
yeah.
one here, that's it.
There's one over there as well.
It's on. The first goal of the Charlie Mulgrew era. Where is he? There he is.
Got Mulgrew ball in full effect here. Oh, look at that. We've had 45 minutes of Mulgrew ball already. What have you made of it so far?
I think probably Annan's had the more possession of the ball, but we've looked more threatening when we
There's a
get
good
up there.
patterns of play, isn't there?
Yeah, and all credit to the young guy that's come in. He took that goal really, really well.
On his debut.
On his debut, because we want to see all these youngsters do well and progress in the game. Obviously, they're not going to spend the rest of their careers here. They'll be somewhere else.
Oh, I don't know. There might be a couple of local lads who want to do a
hopefully
one club man, come be a legend here.
Hopefully, we've got a Stephen Gerrard hovering about here somewhere.
Hopefully. Or a Maldini.
Or a Maldini, yeah.
The first Maldini mention ever. At New Central Park.
There is an Italian takeaway, so there might be a Maldini.
Oh, they might be, okay. I wasn't even recording, but you cannot blame me. I wasn't even recording.
That's unreal.
The keeper has just kicked it off an Annan player and it's 1-1. Yeah, it's just one of them ones I just wouldn't film because like you don't expect anything to happen there, but yeah, 1-1. Ball was with the Kelty keeper. Annan man's closing him down, and he's got there just as he's about to kick it, and bang, it's in off the pressing player, and it's 1-1 here. A little bit against her on the play. Kelty have been the better side, but at 1-0, it's always a dangerous score. Annan got a dangerous free kick here. I reckon this one is going all the way in. Just got a feeling. No one's going to touch this. This is just going to go all the way in. Ready? Oh! They scored. Someone did touch it. And it's 2-1 to Annan. They've turned it around here after a pretty poor showing in the first half. Kelty didn't make their chances pay. And look at them lads behind the goal. What do you reckon to that?
Buzzing.
Media team performance analyst, they're all here, but it's 2-1 now. Must be pretty happy with that. Yeah, I just had a feeling that they'd score from that free kick. Kelty got a chance now. Oh!
Take any 3 points at this point.
The number 33 for Annan, Wally Gibson, player manager at 40 years old. 3-1 to Annan. An incredibly unexpected turnaround here, with Annan winning 3-1 right now. Annan are right down in the bottom of this league, and it just goes to show that this league anyone can beat anyone, but there's like Dumbarton and Annan who are really struggling. Inverness are down there as well. They would be higher if it wasn't for their points deduction. Obviously Dumbarton have had a deduction as well, but I think they would be in those kind of bottom two positions anyway without that. You're now 3-1 up here at Kelty Hearts. What have you made of the game so far, Annan fans?
Second half much better, better, fantastic.
Are you still confident you can stay up this season?
If we play like that, yeah.
5-1.
So, as long as everybody's confident and can play like that.
Keith, you're originally from Yorkshire, living in Dingwall, trying to complete the 42.
Yeah, this is number 36.
Number 36, your first time here? What do you make of Kelty?
It's a nice stadium and
Nice little
friendly
setup.
club.
Yeah, really friendly.
Yeah.
Charlie Mulgrew's debut as manager.
That's right, yeah.
Not going so well right now. First half was okay, but
Yeah.
And what's been your favourite ground you've been to in the 42?
In the 42, now you're asking.
Go Deco!
I would say Celtic Park.
Game of two halves.
It looks like it,
And Charlie Mulgrew there, for the latest former big name player to come and manage in the lower leagues.
Exactly,
How do you think he'll get on, generally speaking? Today's not gone so well, but the first half was good.
I think he'll do well.
You think he'll be alright, yeah?
First time manager, done well at Kelty.
Had some good memories in this stadium and in this stand specifically, which is where all the ultras were once upon a time in one or two of my vlogs. And yeah, for some reason there's no like ultras here anymore. I guess like when they're young and then they get a bit older, their priorities probably shift into doing other things. But look at this, some of the fans that have been there. Inverness. When I first saw Kelty Hearts, I never could have envisaged that give it a few years they'd be in the same division as Inverness Caledonian Thistle, who have played European football within the last like 10 years, 10 seasons. They're in the Scottish Cup final a couple of years back as well, and now Kelty are in the same league as them. It just goes to show how far this team has come. When I first saw them against Cumbernauld Colts and Gala Ferrydean Rovers and teams like that, to now being in the same league as Inverness Cali Thistle. So proud of this club. Obviously today's not going so great for them, but we'll keep tabs on them for the rest of the season. I hope you guys do too. Yeah, surprisingly, looks like Annan are actually going to win this one today, so let's get back round with this lot for the end of the game. So I think they're going to enjoy themselves.
Full time. It's made the long trip from Annan worth it. Look at this one. That is what lower league football in Scotland is all about.
Happy with that, yeah?
Right, mate, aye.
Good stuff.
Aye.
Obviously this game against Annan did not go well for Kelty. The first half looked alright, and then you think in the second half they'll probably be fine, maybe score one or two more and go on to win, but it just wasn't to be, which just goes to show lower leagues in Scotland, anyone can beat anyone, and it's always just a really enjoyable day out despite the result. Sometimes you'll have a great little period of success for your club, and sometimes you'll coast along, maybe mid-table, and sometimes you'll have a bit of a slide. I guess that's just the joys of being like a lower league club in Scotland. Kelty, as I've shown you through this video, I had a couple of great years when I first moved to Scotland, winning lowland leagues, just winning week in, week out. Nathan Austin used to be this channel's top scorer. I used to see a lot of Kelty, and he used to score almost every week. Same with Dylan Easton. Dylan Easton's now one of the best players in the championship at Rafe Rovers, and he was at Kelty Hearts in the Lowland League when I first started watching him. I called him out in the Gala Ferrydean Rovers video and said he's a great player. I really like the look of him. And then he's gone from there to play for Airdrie and play for Rafe and literally be one of the best players in the league. I think he scored the other day, didn't he, against Dunfermline, if I remember rightly? But yeah, just absolutely incredible how Kelty have just risen up through the divisions, and I hope this has sort of shown you a little bit about like my love for them and the journey that I've went on to sort of like just watch out for them and how they do. I can't really say I support them. I don't go with there every week, week in, week out, spend my hard-earned money watching them up and down the country, home and away, but I do look out for them and their results pretty much more than anyone in Scotland. Steny as well, East Kilbride as well, Talbot, all these clubs that I've been to multiple times, and there's more that I'm probably not mentioning right now that I really put all of them, literally all of them, outside of like the big five in Scotland, from like the Dundees, Dundee United, I take out like Hibs, Hearts, Aberdeen, Celtic, Rangers. Everybody in this country is always so supportive of what I do and always say yes for me coming down, doing interviews with players and staff and all that. Like I really appreciate it. But Kelty, they were like one of the first ones I ever did it to. They reached out to me on Instagram and I'd seen them twice away at Cumbernauld Colts and Gala Ferrydean Rovers, and told me to come down for a home game. So for me and my career, they've been a massive part of my journey, and getting this plaque and working with Atletico Madrid and doing different things and going to Thailand and just like, yeah, there's a little Thai Buddha up there, and having this GoPro and then this GoPro as well. Like it's just been mega supporting, and just seeing how well Kelty Hearts been doing and just like how much they've helped me. And yeah, I hope this has shown you a little bit about my journey and their journey as well. We've both kind of grown together at the same time, and I wish they can keep growing, as I hope I can keep growing too. A huge thank you for watching. I'll leave a couple of videos on screen, a couple of Kelty videos, why not? So if you're in the Kelty spirit right now, make sure you watch one of these to carry on watching. I really appreciate you all for watching.